We know about transcendental meditation, mantras. When I was writing music, I would have my computer, I'd have my DAW, I'd write down a rhythm, bass rhythm, drum, I'd play down a drum beat, all that type of stuff, record it, put it into the computer, and then I would loop it. I would loop a section of the music. And this loop is the mantra. And this mantra is the thing that allows you to escape the reality in which you are in now to another reality which ascends or descends into the unconscious, in which you then extract the information from the heavens to make the melody, which is then the thing which makes the song, because the melody is so important. If you don't have a strong melody in a song, you don't have a song, in my opinion, that is good. So, this is a process I would go through, and this is me actually just realizing that this is actually a form of transcendental meditation, because you're looping over, and I would do this for like 30 minutes trying to figure out the melody to this song, and I would feel out the melody. I'm not trying to think what the melody is and process it through like deduction, which so many of these music theorists do. I'm not an advocate for music theory. A lot of music theorists would say, oh, this would sound good, and then they'd use the theory to dictate the music in which they are writing and producing. But for me, I would never do this. I would always intuit what would feel right to fit the song. And this is how I would create things. And it's interesting because I am not a person that understands any music theory. And when I was younger, when I was writing songs, writing records, with interesting melodies, beats, rhythms, laying down these things, all this type of stuff, they'd say, well, do you know your music theory? I'm like, no, I don't know any chords on a guitar. I don't know any, but I know how to play all these chords. I don't, jazz chords, sevenths, eighth chords, all these types of strange chords on a guitar. I know how to play them, but I wouldn't know how to identify them in a theoristic way. And this is kind of what made me understand that it's all about the intuition and feeling the music. It's not about constructing what is to be created, but allowing yourself to be the vessel in which the creativity flows through you. And therefore, it's got nothing to do with you. And this is what limits people, I think, is that people think too much about their ego. People think too much about themselves in relation to going forth into the creative process. They need to let go of themselves in the creative process, because it is not you who is dealing with the creativity. I don't think. And of course, you get to the point where you've made this thing. You say, oh, I've made this thing. Look at it. What do you think about it? And then say, oh, it's really good. But I do think there is a humbleness that needs to be accepted within people who are creative, that it wasn't fundamentally them who created that thing, but it was something else from somewhere else which has given you the insight to create it, because you are a vessel to the heavens.
Any human being can experience this easily and effortlessly with Transcendental Meditation. Transcendental Meditation is just a vehicle to get you here. When you experience this level, you enliven it, and it grows in the individual. So if you started with a ball of consciousness this big, everyone has consciousness. Consciousness is the way to understand consciousness. If you took it away, you'd see what it really is. If there wasn't any consciousness, we wouldn't exist. And if we did exist, we wouldn't know it. It's the I amness of life. It is life itself. Tied to consciousness is all this: creativity, intelligence, energy, love, power, bliss, dynamic peace, all positive, light of unity, all positive. You experience this level and you enliven it, and this ball of consciousness that you thought was just going to stay the same for the rest of your life starts expanding, and these qualities expand. So day by day, you're growing creativity, intelligence, love, energy, and this ball of consciousness is now expanding, and you're owning unconscious or subconscious more and more and more.